Hi everybody, welcome back to Sherry Tries That, or welcome if you're new. My dad's birthday is coming up soon, and on the weekend we are going to my sister's to have a birthday lunch celebration for him, and I'm taking dessert. So, my father loves Reese's peanut butter cups. I found a recipe for chocolate peanut butter brownies that looks delicious. Doesn't look too hard, and that's what I'm going to make. That's what we're going to see today, and that's what I'm going to take to his birthday. Come along with me and let's see how they turn out. In this bowl, I have 1¼ cups of smooth or creamy peanut butter. Now I'm going to melt it in the microwave. I have an 8x8 aluminum pan under here, which you are to line with wax paper. I forgot to get wax paper, even though it was the first thing on the top of my list. So I'm going to use parchment paper. The recipe did say that wax paper is better, but I'm going to chance it because I really have to do this tonight. My peanut butter has melted. I put it in for 1 minute. The recipe didn't say, so 1 minute has liquefied my peanut butter. So now I'm going to pour it in here. You want to make sure that your wax paper or parchment paper completely covers all 4 sides, and that's because we are going to freeze this, and being able to have the parchment paper coming out of all 4 sides will make it much easier to remove. When it freezes and we remove it, then we'll see if the parchment paper is going to work or not. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. You want to make sure that it gets in all the corners and to all the edges, because we are going to make a brownie in this pan. We're going to put half of the brownie mix in, then we're going to put the peanut butter on top of it, and then the rest of the brownie mix on top, and then cook it. So you don't want like a corner that doesn't have any peanut butter. The person who gets that corner piece will be ripped off.
What?
Okay, now I'm going to put this in the fridge to freeze. Once your peanut butter is frozen, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then in a small bowl, we are going to combine 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, which I've already got in there, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. The recipe called for unsweetened Dutch processed cocoa powder, but I couldn't find that, so I'm just using Fry's cocoa. Hopefully that'll be fine. And this we're just going to mix. In a medium bowl, we're going to put 3/4 of a cup of butter that has been melted, either on the stovetop or in the microwave. To that, we are going to add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. We are going to whisk this together until it is fully mixed and pulling away from the sides of the bowl. I'm not sure I know what that looks like, but hopefully we'll find out. This is well mixed. It is definitely thicker. I don't see it pulling away from the sides of the bowl, but I don't think whisking it any longer is going to change anything. So I'm just going to go ahead. Now we add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Hi, little Sadie. And 2 eggs. And like I tell everybody, every time I use eggs, crack them into a different bowl first. That way, if you get any shells in, you can fish them out. And more importantly, is if an egg is bad, if you put it right into your other ingredients, then you've wasted all those ingredients. Whereas if you put it in a separate bowl and it's bad, you just have that bad egg to throw out. Now we're going to mix all this together. Oh my gosh. To any of my baker friends out there, what's the deal with it pulling away from the bowl? Does that really happen? What does it mean? And what does it mean if it doesn't do that? Please help me out. Leave the answers in the comment section down below. Okay. Hi. Now we are to fold in the dry ingredients until just combined. Not sure if I know the best way to do this. Do you put it in all at once? Do you fold in some of it and then put the rest and fold that in? I know you don't want to over mix it because it's got the flour in it. But I'm not sure if I know the right way to do it. I remember one time when I was a teenager, probably more like 13 or 14, I made brownies, and they were going to be for dessert after dinner. And my whole family was there and one of my grandmothers. And they were so hard that somebody tried to cut into theirs, and it went flying off the plate, hit a picture on the wall, knocked the picture off. It was funny, but I was mortified, upset because my brownies didn't turn out. And I think I remember my grandmother saying, "You must have over mixed them." Something like that. Again, my baker friends out there, does that make sense, or am I remembering it wrong? She might have said you must have overcooked them, but I thought she said you must have over mixed them. So let me know if that makes sense. And to what extent do you make sure this is all combined? Like, is that enough? You know, I'm seeing pieces of, yeah, I feel like I'm over mixing this. But, you know, you can see parts of the flour. Like, is that okay? You can see dry areas. To me, that's not combined. Or am I combining it? Am I mixing it too much? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay. Now, we're going to set that aside while we take out our peanut butter. Here's my pan of frozen peanut butter straight out of the fridge. Then line your 8x8 pan. This is going to be very cold going into the oven. Line it with parchment paper. So make sure that it hangs over all the edges to help you remove the brownies at the end. Now we're going to put half of the brownie mixture in the pan. Look at that flour. Okay, I'm going to use a spoon for this. Now, you peel this off. I'm wondering if I was supposed to have put this in the freezer. Anyway, you put your peanut butter down on top of the brownie mixture. And then you put the rest of the brownie mixture on top. And the last part, and this is optional, I'm going to put some peanut butter, whoops. I'm going to put a few peanut butter chips on the top. This is more than a few. Now we're going to bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. When you put a toothpick in the middle, it should come out with a few moist crumbs. That's different than most instructions, which usually says to make sure it comes out clean. Okay, here's the unveiling. Okay, the peanut butter chips on the top didn't melt as much as I thought they would. I kind of thought they would look swirly, but I guess if I didn't swirl them, how would they come out swirly? The peanut butter has escaped from the middle right here. I just hope they're done. Wrong knife. Let's see, there's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 of us. So if I do, I'll get 9, but I want to taste one now to make sure they're done. So that would be exactly enough. Nobody could have a second one. Am I making them a little too big if I do that? 1, 2. Oh, it's an 8 by 8. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. So if they were each 2 inches, let's see. Two, 4, 6, nah. It shrunk a little bit, so I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. And that way people can have 2 if they want. So we made them like 1 3/4. Tell me, does anybody else go through this to make sure that they're cutting them evenly? Is this part of the anal part of me? I should probably pull this out and put it on a cutting board. Okay, so I have 16, 8 of us, 2 each. I don't know if everybody will take 2, probably not. I do want to try one from the middle to make sure that it's cooked. So I will put that one aside. Did you eat your dinner? Just gonna stack the rest to take tomorrow. Okay, time to try one. I need a glass of milk. That is really good. Very peanut buttery. So there's like a thick layer of peanut butter in there. It's good. So you do have to really like peanut butter to enjoy these. But if you like Reese's peanut butter cups, I would say this is better than a Reese's peanut butter cup. It's really good. Very chocolatey, very peanut buttery. And they taste so good together. Yep, this is good. So, what do you think? Do you think this is something you might try? It wasn't too labor intensive. It didn't take too long. I mean, you do have to do the peanut butter up ahead of time so that it will freeze. But, you know, it really didn't take very long to put all this together. I will put the recipe down below in case you're interested in trying. And if you try it, let me know and let me know how it turned out. I hope that my family enjoys them tomorrow. I especially hope my dad enjoys them since it's for his birthday. Thank you so much for joining me today on Sherry Tries That. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So good.